I'm Jish. And I'm Zach. And we are
the Chuck E. Cheese Clubhouse. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about some movies. Movies. Pretty good.
A lot of people really like
movies we've watched together, and only one person watched Bumblebee, so that person bad. Okay, let's get right into it. Spider-Man, what's it called? Spider-Man what?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Time to swing, just like I taught you.
When did you teach me that?
I didn't. It's a little joke for team building.
Hey guys,
Okay, who are you?
I'm Gwen Stacy.
Come on. How many more spider people are there?
Save it for Comic-Con.
What's coming?
Let's go!
So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was sort of a comic style-wise, in a sense where it was like, it looked like a comic, and it was very good animations, and it was sort of like an interesting sort of movie because it was like, it had that effect of like family, and then it had like the effect of like being independent, and it was a pretty good movie, and I thought like all the Spider-Mans had like their own different personalities, and it was really good in my opinion. Jish?
Alright, so I'd agree with most of what Zach is saying. The animation in this movie with the art style and just the graphics in general were amazing. It had really good characters. Each Spider-Man was like well developed, and it didn't feel like any of them were weak or left out, and yeah. The villains were some really good villains, like they're the basic Spider-Man villains, Dr. Octopus, Kingpin, Green Goblin, all of them. But they developed them very well overall. Some of the animations and their looks are kind of weird, like Kingpin is pretty much a giant square.
Basically, what he's saying is he looked like the Roblox characters.
Yeah, he was a Roblox character.
Alright.
Yeah, but one thing I do have to say is it was pretty cliche and not unique story-wise. It was like a lot of other stories in superhero movies where he gets his powers, then he gets in a group with other people with powers, but he's like not as good as everyone else, so they're gonna leave him out, but then he gets good. Yeah.
Get good, mate. Get good scrub. Alright.
But yeah, I'd say very good movie, highly recommend, and yeah. On to Cooper. Get your nose.
Alright, so Spider-Man was a pretty good movie, I'd say. Like, the animation, even though everybody here has said it, the animation just like, here's the movie without, like, just the story. The story's like, even though it's pretty cliche, it's still a pretty good story. But the animation just takes it like this step higher. You know, like, it's just, the animation is great, and like the boss fights, even though they aren't very perfect. Like, there's just like, I don't know, they're not great boss fights.
Fight scenes.
Boss fights is the
Not
same
a video
thing.
game.
That's in
Fight scenes. Alright, fight scenes. Even though they're not like, it's kind of like, they're kind of bored. The final fight scene with Kingpin is pretty boring. Like, there's not much action. And if they were just on a normal bus, because they were on a bus.
Because it was like a giant...
Yeah, I know. But if they were just on a normal bus, it wouldn't be the same because they were moving so slow. But everything around them, the animation was just like, there's like towers floating around.
You're kind of getting spoiler territory.
But
there.
just like, the animation was beautiful, and
Yeah.
I just thought it was a really great movie.
Good, you're doing it. Double tap to release and whip it out again.
Okay.
Whip.
And release.
You're a natural. Whip.
Hey guys,
Who are you?
I'm Gwen Stacy. I'm from another dimension.
How many more spider people are there?
Hey, fellas.
This could literally not get any weirder.
It can get weirder.
Okay.
Spider Noir was my favorite
Yeah.
because it was
Spar Nick Cage.
it was Nick Cage.
Wait, who?
Spar Noir.
Nick Cage. You don't know who Nick Cage is?
No, wait, which Spider-Man?
Spider Noir, the detective.
Okay,
The
well,
one who kills Nazis.
80s.
Yeah.
80s? It's 40s.
Yeah, 80.
Yeah, because he's killing Nazis in the 80s.
Back in the 80s. So I say it's a
Okay.
great movie. So, all right. Were all of our opinions, what is the rating of this movie?
8 out of 8.
8 out of 8.
Yeah, 8 out of 8.
It was a really beautifully animated movie, and not well shot because it wasn't shot, it was animated. But it was just a great
It's
movie.
really one of those movies you just gotta go out and see.
I love you, Miles.
Yeah, I know that.
You gotta say I love you back.
Dad, are you serious?
I want to hear it.
You want to hear me
I
say
love
it?
you, Dad.
You're dropping me off out of school?
I love you, Dad.
Look at this place.
Dad, I love you.
Dad, I love you.
That's a copy.
There was like kind of like a family aspect, and like I don't know, it was just great.
I
It's
kind of like the
kinda what
part
you
where,
said.
oh, wait, never mind. That wouldn't be spoiler.
Bro, I kind of like the part where everybody dies.
LMAO.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
Alright, I think that's it for that movie. 8 out of 8. It was a Gucci movie.
8 out of 8. We've never given that. Wait, have we? I don't know. All right, we've given that rating
Zach
before.
has.
I give it all the time because I'm a good person.
That's not how things
You're
are
just
supposed to
not
work.
critical enough.
Alright, you know what? 1 out of 9. Okay.
Oh,
No, I'm
it's
kidding.
it's out of 8.
That's a joke.
Oh. Oh, so funny.
Yours.
Don't.
I just spoke into my pizza.
Alright, let's next movie. Aquaman.
Legend has it that one day a new king will come who will use the power of the trident to put Atlantis back together again.
A lot of people seem to like this movie. I didn't like it. I thought it was a very generic, overly CGI, basic, not really well and good superhero movie.
You know,
They're underwater. How are they supposed to make it not CGI?
No, I'm not saying it shouldn't be CGI. I'm saying the CGI wasn't that good.
here's my contradictory to that. That means opposition if you guys didn't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Alright, Aquaman was a really good movie actually because I'm not really a big DC fan. I've never watched a DC movie to be honest.
Hold up.
Because they're not good. But
What do you mean? Have you even watched any of like the Dark Knight movies?
so I'm not
Knight
gonna
movies
be
were
watching Green Lantern anytime soon.
I watched that when I was like 5.
It was bad.
Probably. I don't remember.
Alright, I think it has Ryan Reynolds in it, so. Alright, so, Aquaman was a good movie. I don't care what you say, because you're wrong, but Aquaman was like action-packed. It had like a funny aspect to it. Like, the fight scenes were good. I should probably move in for the camera. It had a funny, it had like funny parts that just like made you laugh. Like, when like a bunch of tough guys were about to like fight him, they pulled out a pink phone and they were like, let's take some pictures.
Yeah, but that's not funny because it's like, wow, this is just like pretty, like you could expect this.
But it was still like interesting. And
No,
I
it
thought
really, it was cliche.
Yeah,
even
but
though it was
it's like-
cliche, it was still enjoyable.
In
Yeah, but
every
that's
other
not funny
movie,
because
the
it's not
tough
funny.
guy goes up to them and they're like, when they don't fight him, they pull out like a pink phone or something. They're like, oh, can we take a picture? And like overly nice.
Yeah, that's,
It's like so generic.
Yeah.
yeah, but like it was still fun. And then like the Guardians came to that lighthouse and like nay-nayed on like the princess.
That was a good scene. That
I
fight
thought-
scene.
wait.
I did enjoy that. That was
Okay.
a pretty good one.
Okay. I do like the Atlantean. Okay, so you're telling me like the last Atlantean fight wasn't good? I mean, I sort of like the.
You mean the final fight at the end?
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay, but like you couldn't really tell what was going on.
The war is coming to the surface, and I'm bringing the wrath of the seven seas with me.
The script in general, it wasn't a good script. Like, it was like every other superhero movie.
So you're
ever.
telling me like the first, like the opening scene with the submarine and stuff wasn't a good scene? Come on, that was interesting. That was
it
really
was
good.
okay. It wasn't that like special at all.
You know, the only thing I did not like was what was his name? Black
Manta.
Man.
Yeah. That was so forced.
I was like, dude, first I thought it was Black Mantis. I was like, is this Black Panther? Like, not like really, but
Wait,
like.
why was he forced? What was his character?
He literally did like nothing the entire movie, and then at the end they brought him back.
Wait, is he bad guy or good guy?
Bad guy. He was in the beginning, and something happened to him. I don't want to say too much, but then he wasn't in the rest of the movie. Then they bring him back in the end for the final.
Wait, you
Actually, no.
didn't like him, Zach? You didn't like him?
I mean, no, I did not. But they had him at some point, like when he like said like he wants Aquaman, and like
Yeah,
know
like,
how he got, like-
one time.
and how he got the stuff,
It was like a 5-second, like a minute scene.
and then he like had to create it all, and
yeah,
then the
but
end
still,
credits.
he was pretty much like barely in the movie. He was just a forced villain. Like they just wanted him to have him in the movie.
I mean, yeah, but it was still like
It's called
there
fan
was- There was
service.
some pretty
Yeah, that's pretty much
good.
it.
It was
but
filler.
they
It was
forced
filler.
him.
Am I supposed to know who you are? I scavenged the high seas. You're the Aquaman. We were bound to meet at some point.
Other than other than the Black Manta, I'm saying the movie's pretty good.
I didn't think so.
What do you mean? Like, what are some other bad parts of the movie?
I mean, like, it was like the characters, they were just like every other one-dimensional superhero movie character. Like, there's the love interest, the villain who is attached to the love interest, the father/mother figure, the helper. Like, they're just not good characters.
The time has come for Atlantis to rise again.
We must stop him.
And how do you propose we do that?
By retrieving this.
I already got one of those.
Not like this one, you don't.
Like, the only good one was Aquaman.
Okay, well that's the main part of the movie.
Yeah,
It's
but
all-
he
it's
wasn't.
co-
Like,
the only good one
he
was
was the only
Aquaman.
good actor.
Yeah, but it was funny
Like,
when his
that-
parts came around.
Not really. Like, sometimes.
Wait,
but not
so
the whole time.
is this movie a comedy?
I don't
comedy
even know what it
action?
was.
Because you keep saying the funny parts, so you're basically saying that all the action scenes sucked and the funny parts were the only good parts.
Some action scenes were good, but like not the arena battle.
No, that wasn't good.
That
at
was
all.
terrible, especially when like all the water and like everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is the most amazing thing in the entire world." Okay, with
Oh,
like,
yeah, and then the random thing.
I like how like when he went to
I think
go
we're
get the
spending a
train-
little too much time on this movie.
That's because you're not the one reviewing
You only
it.
think that because you didn't see it.
So like the Trident part where he was like a half breed because his mother was like an Atlantean and his father was like a lighthouse keeper. So like
A spoiler?
No.
Wait, never mind.
that's like in the trailer. So like when he's called a half breed because he's like man Atlantean, I guess I could say.
Were you right?
And so, like,
What?
when he like goes to the center of the Earth, there's like a weird thing. What's it called?
The big monster.
Yeah.
I don't remember its name. It was like
Okay. There's a big monster.
don't
And he's
remember.
like, and she. Sorry, it's the girl's
it was
voice.
a her.
It was a girl's voice. So we're gonna assume it was a she. And we're just gonna say it. Just gonna
It.
say it. It was like, you can't trespass here. No, so many Atlanteans have tried and failed. Why do you think you're any different? Plus, you're also like one half of everybody else because you're a half breed and you're bad because of that. And he's like, he like controls him.
It.
No, thank you. And
Was
no
it a
more
fish?
flows. It was like kind of.
It was like a giant like
control fish.
Godzilla monster, pretty much.
No, not that.
It didn't look like that,
No.
but that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, it was like a snake thing.
Yeah. Had tentacles.
Had to go sicko mode. All right. So okay, with that movie, I'll give it a 6 out of 8. Is that a final rating?
Well, I would give it a 4 out of 8.
Well, I would give it an 8 out of 8, but like if we meet in the middle, it's 6 out of 8.
Zach, you're not. The way you're talking about this movie doesn't really seem like
Yeah,
you're giving it 8 out of
yeah.
8.
But it's.
But then you
it
just
was
want to
funny.
give it an 8 out of 8.
Good, I didn't ask for your opinion, did I?
Well, that's
We're-
your opinion.
We're just trying to point it out.
I mean, like
the
either.
way you were talking about it sounded like you didn't really like it all
No,
too
because
much.
every
I
time
did
Josh
enjoy
talked,
it.
you agreed with it. You
Yeah.
agreed with him. They're like, no, this movie's a
Just trying to
perfect
force
masterpiece.
the
Fine.
8 out of 8.
No, I'm not actually this time.
So 4 out of 8, that's our final rating.
No. I give it a 6, so 5 out of 8.
5 out of 8. We'll
Alright,
compromise.
5 out of 8.
5 out of 8.
Next movie. Bird. Let's cut that out.
Kick him off.
Next movie. Bird Box, Bird Box, Bird Box, Bird Box.
Listen to me. We're going on the trip now. It's going to be rough. Hold on! If you hear something in the woods, you tell me. If you hear something in the water, you tell me. But under no circumstance are you allowed to take off your blindfold.
Do you hear that? The creatures.
The trend, the myth, the legend, Bird Box. How'd you like the movie, Cooper?
I'd say it's a pretty swell movie, but like you should watch it. It's a decent movie, but everybody's overhyping it way too much. Like
Agreed.
everybody's like, "Whoa, this is the greatest movie ever! Whoa, this is a crazy movie." I'm like, "No, it's
Bird
not."
Box challenge.
It's like everybody's like memeing it, and it's like I don't even know if it's a good movie. Like nobody's saying any opinions on the movie. They're just like saying Bird Box, and then
Bird
and then
Box
their
challenge.
Facebook post gets like 1,000
Yeah.
likes.
And then they do the Bird Box challenge and get hit by a car.
That happened.
Is
Yeah.
that a thing?
Yeah,
The
someone.
Bird Box challenge is when you put on a blindfold, and this is gonna sound stupid, but put on a blindfold and you go around pretending you're in Bird Box. And somebody got hit by a car doing it.
Yeah, don't do it. It's not
Really?
smart.
Yeah, it's not very smart.
Don't
So-
believe people.
The movie was about this world. Wait, this is your review. What am I doing?
It's also your review.
All right,
It's both of you.
all right. So, movie
I'll
is
take
like
it though.
if you take off your blind, you have to wear a blindfold because.
Here, wait. You want me to explain like this? Sorry.
Sure, just explain it.
All right. So some monsters come to Earth, and you can't see them, but like they're sort of like invisible in a sense. But when you do see them, you get like your greatest loss, your darkest moment, and like, or like your saddest
Greatest fear.
No, your nightmares.
Greatest
you see your
fear.
nightmares.
No, it's either like saddest moment, greatest loss, or greatest fear.
Yeah, your nightmares.
Yeah.
All right, and like, in the start, it drives you to go insane. But the people that already have a mental illness, this is like part of the book, kind of. The people that already have a mental illness are like controlled by the monsters, and then they like try to make people see it because it's beautiful.
How do you know they have a mental illness?
Well, like, you don't know it until like they look, and then they're like they don't kill themselves inside.
Yeah, because what happens is, even though I haven't seen it, I know this. When you see the monster, it makes you go insane, and then you kill yourself.
But if you're already insane, like,
Well,
it
if you have a
like,
mental
dang,
illness.
that's a pretty nice monster right there. I'm gonna go kill everybody now.
no, you just want to make them see.
Yeah, and then they kill them. That's killing
The
them.
one scene.
Making people look at the monster is killing them.
What's going on?
People describe seeing an entity that takes on the form of your worst fears.
Oh my god. What are you looking at? What did you see? What is wrong with you? Please stop it!
So the movie Bird Box started off, like 5 years after. I just watched this yesterday. I should know. 5 years after the apocalypse, and they like show you like a couple scenes, and then they go back 5 years to when it started. And the main character Mallory, is expecting a baby, and the husband decided, I'm gonna get her pregnant, then skirt out of this place.
It's not a husband. That was never her husband.
Okay. A man decided to skirt once he got her pregnant, and she's expecting a baby. And then they go to the hospital to get it checked. And then instantly, it was over in Russia when they went to the hospital. Like, everybody was going insane, and Mallory was like, well, it's in Russia, so we don't have to care. And then when they leave, you could see it, like, traveling over to Alaska. And, like, it spreads so quickly, the monsters. So they leave.
They're in Alaska?
Yeah, it starts off in like Russia, and then it goes from Russia into Alaska.
Oh no! I thought you were saying like that they're in Alaska. I was like, no.
No, the monsters. go to Alaska.
Okay.
So they go to the hospital, they get the baby checked, and all of a sudden somebody starts going insane. Like, I think I'm pretty sure it's in the trailer. Is it in the trailer? Like,
I didn't watch the trailer. I just watched the movie.
It's in like the trailer for when the Netflix showed it. So there's a person just instantly just like smashing their head against a wall, and like you get a glimpse of them, and then the main character runs away, and then they get out, and Mallory's like, there's something not okay, and all of a sudden everything just goes crazy.
Security! Something's happened.
Can you just please drive?
Did you see something?
Everything just goes crazy, and like I have a few things I want to say, critical comments. It wasn't like they were trying to go for a thriller, and like they did a pretty good job on it, but like any parts they wanted to be scary, they weren't. Like, you know, like the final scenes, like the woods, that wasn't scary.
I don't think it was supposed to be scary. It was just supposed to be dramatic.
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
It was supposed to be dramatic.
But it wasn't dramatic.
Yeah, it
like
was.
10.
When? Like,
What do you
no
mean
scene.
that was so dramatic? 5 years back, it was way more dramatic than the future. Because in the future, literally nothing happened the whole time.
Like the whole thing of her character, she doesn't want the kids.
Yeah, and
She didn't really want the kids.
That's
but
why she named him boy.
She named them boy and girl.
Wait, I
It's
thought.
kind of like a Kratos in God of War.
All right.
Boy.
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 What shall we name him? Boy.
Boy and girl.
Boy.
Yeah, well, no, she cared about their safety like a lot, but she obviously like she wanted to keep them safe now that she had them. She's not the type of character just like, all right, have kids. Why don't I just throw them in the woods, let the monsters eat them?
They were she was going to have to sacrifice one of them.
We are going on the trip. Never take off your blindfold. We will make it.
Here's just one thing. Like, I feel like you're not in control when you kill yourself. Because when somebody was explaining it to me, they were like, oh yeah, it's just so scary you kill yourself. And it was like, then he was like, yeah, but you kill yourself. Like, you do that yourself. But if that was
Well,
the
they did
case, then
call
not
it-
everybody would die. But some people don't die.
They call it suicide, so like they called it suicide. So like you did technically kill yourself, but there might have been someone possessed.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
yeah.
probably like the monster makes you do it.
Yeah, maybe it's
I mean,
like,
the monster made that
maybe
girl
it's like
go
when
in
the
the
monster
car.
looks into your eyes. Maybe it's like when the monster looks into your eyes, he takes over your body and then he kills them and then he just does it to other people. I don't know.
Yeah, but like you got to see like some, like the monster they were going to have in the movie was like garbage because it had like a babyish snake, a green babyish face snake.
I'm really happy they didn't show a monster in the movie. That just
Yeah.
made it 10 times better.
Yeah, because you can have an imagination. And then, like, the different, like, instead of having one picture, they had different pictures for, like, Gary set out. And that was, like, really cool because then you can get, like...
Who's Gary?
The guy that, like, opened all the windows and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like, did you remember how he, like, put on music and then he, like, put
Yeah, that was the main part of the movie.
Yeah.
We can't stay here.
Every contact we have had with the outside has brought us death.
Your kids, they deserve hope.
Every single decision I have made has been for them.
They're gone.
All right, so for Bird Box,
6
rate
out
that
of 8.
movie. What?
6 out of 8.
Yeah, I think 6 out of 8's a good rating. All right, so don't have much time, but for Bumblebee, good movie. John Cena's character wasn't very good.
Wait, John Cena's in that movie?
Yeah, John Cena's
how-
in that movie.
Wait, how...
What?
Wait, how can you know that he's there? Because you can't see him.
Cooper, you didn't even understand what I said. John
Don't
Cena's
keep
in that
that.
movie. I was saying, like, because you can't see him.
I've seen firsthand. These things really are.
Good movie. All right, actually. I enjoyed it. The fight scenes, the CGI was amazing. Just, the characters were all right. The love interest was from the beginning, and it was obvious that was the main love interest. I rate the movie a solid 6 out of 8. Bumblebee was a lovable character, and yeah. All right, 6 out of 8. Good movie.
Take it down!
My back, me!
This is how we stop them. You've got me. And I'm not going anywhere.
All right, the fight scenes were really good fight scenes, and yeah, fight scenes were good.
Thank you guys so much for watching this thing we call a podcast show.
It's
sort
not
of
a
thing.
podcast.
Podcast / show. I'm Zach.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Cooper.
Oh, that's...
Give up the mic.
All right. Oh god, that was loud.
Goodbye.
Sicko mode.
Goodbye, mi amigos.